Hey everyone, this is Katie back with another video. I wanted to talk to you guys. I don't know how long I'm going to make this video, but I just wanted to talk to you about what my mom had. She had acute myeloid leukemia. It is the worst kind of leukemia. It is terminal, and usually somebody, when they're diagnosed with it, live about 9 months. My mom lived 3.5 years, but some early signs, and I never paid attention to the signs, are fatigue, falling, bruising, loss of appetite. Those are just a few signs that I didn't even know to look for with my mom. But basically what this disease is, or cancer is a disease or cancer of the blood, and it attacks your blood cells. My mom did go into remission. She was hospitalized in October of 2019. She went in there with the hemoglobin count. Normally for women, it's or from 12 to 15. My mom went in there with a 2.5. She was still breathing. She was still talking. That's unheard of. She went into the record books for that. But she spent the first October of 2019, I want to say 14 days in the hospital. She spent 5 of those in ICU, and they started chemo in the hospital. I think they put her on the chemodecibine. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's what she was on for 3.5 years. And she never ever got sick from chemo. She never lost her hair. She loved, it made her hungry, so she always stopped off because it was right next door. There was Taco Bell and Popeyes. She loved those places. But I just wanted to talk to you about that, just about what it is. And my mom did go into remission in January of 2020, right before COVID hit. She had a bone marrow biopsy, and there was no signs that she had any cancer. But they said it's terminal and it can come back. So she did continue on every few months with chemo, just like maintenance mode. And then in, I want to say August of 2021, she started not feeling well again. So she had another bone marrow biopsy in September of 2021, which the cancer had come back, and we were told when the cancer came back that it would come back with a vengeance. She passed away on May 21st, 2023, but I noticed, towards the last year and a half, she was getting blood transfusions every 2.5 weeks. I mean, I know the signs, she'd be pale, she'd be weak, and I knew that, she had to get frequent blood transfusions. She had to get platelets. But she was never depressed. She was always in a good mood. She loved her friends. Her friends were there for her. Family was there for her. And at chemo, I went with her a few times, but she drove herself. She always made chemo fun. She always had bets with the nurses. If the nurses won, she'd bring them a gift card, or she had like a little trophy that she got off Amazon. But it was cute. And she loved golf. My mom was an avid golfer, and she would bring her putter and some golf balls, and she'd unplug the pole because it ran on batteries too. And she would go out on the patio and work on her putting, and the nurses just loved her. They even, I want to say July of 2022, they threw her a birthday party, which was so cute. And in May of 2023, I noticed that there was something wrong with my mom. She said she didn't feel well, and she kind of laid in bed, and I brought her food. She was able to eat it. And then I went out to eat, and I brought her food back, and she even had a glass of wine. She ate, and then the next day, I want to say, she just kind of laid in bed all day, wasn't eating, wasn't going to the bathroom, wasn't drinking anything. So I kind of got worried, and I tried to, be polite about it and said, Mom, you need to eat, you need to get strong and stuff. And she said, oh, I'll be fine. So I kept checking on her every hour, because I was going to go to bed. Kept checking on her every hour, and every hour she was awake. She wasn't sleeping. She was just laying there watching TV. And I called family members. Nobody was answering because it was after midnight. I tried calling my brother because he was in town. And then I called 911 because I didn't know what to do. And the paramedics came, they looked at her and said she is severely dehydrated and very weak. So I got her some water and they left because she refused to go to the hospital. But when, after they left, I did give my mom some water and she didn't want it, she wouldn't drink it. So several hours later went by, I kept checking on her. And then I called my aunt and uncle, and they came over, and my uncle looked at me, and he's like, I can't transport her. She's too weak. So I did have to call 911 again. Same paramedics, fire department came out, and she did go to the hospital, and she ended up with pneumonia and E. coli. And she was in the hospital for 10 days. She came home when she was released. She was very weak, and the doctor said, you know, she'd make a full recovery and she just needs some physical therapy. So we're like, okay. The first night she came home, we had home health for the first couple nights. We all talked maybe hospice, and we had hospice come in, and my mom told them to go away because she wasn't dying, and she'd let us know. And then the day before my mom had passed away, every family member came over. My friends came over, her friends came over, and then her group of chemo nurses, which is unheard of. Most chemo nurses won't come to someone's house off the clock. They all did, and they kind of pulled my family and I aside, and then they said, unfortunately, we've stopped all chemo treatments. We've stopped everything. There's nothing else can be done. She will pass away within a few days. She only had a few days to, that was all news to us because we were told she'd recover. So, the following morning, she wouldn't wake up. She had already gone into a coma. So, we got the family over, and then we ended up calling hospice, and they came. She was already in a coma, so we just administered her medicine to keep her comfortable. In that later on that afternoon, she did pass away, but she passed away peacefully and on her own terms. So I just wanted to share that story with you. So I always thank you for watching.